Hi Sassy Scrappers, how you doing today? This is Steph and it is Try It Thursday, so be watching. Hi Sassy Scrappers, how you doing today? This is Steph with Stephssassyscrappers here in Maxwell, Iowa, and today I'm going to wing it. You know how I like to wing it. I'm going to be using the Grateful Giving paper pack. Now, some of you say, hey, I've never seen that paper pack. Well, this is the exclusive advisor paper pack that is going on this quarter. And for me, it is just available to my VIPs. But you can do the same thing with any paper pack you want. I'm just going to try to use some strips and some boxes and that kind of thing to make a nice area for pictures, okay? And I'm not even going to embellish it at this point. I'll probably put it together and embellish it later and then post a picture of it. But just to give you an idea on how to do some things here, just by using strips, just easy, simple cuts, okay? I think that's a good way to go to get things done quickly. Now, I do have a couple of pieces of paper here that are our things, and I'm going to be using the back sides of these. These are perfectly safe for you to use. So I am going to be using the two back sides of that. I also am going to be using these pretty orange rust-colored papers with leaves on them. These are going to be my bases, okay? I'm going to make a two-pager today. And you can gut these, which I would highly recommend doing, but I'm not going to take the time to do it right now. So you can gut these and save those for mats, which I definitely would do. Do you know how to gut papers? Hopefully you do. But I just said I wasn't going to do it. Now I'm going to do it. So you never know what you're getting with me, do you? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and gut it. Let's see. I'm going to gut it, I think, at 2 inches because, yeah, let's gut it at 2 inches. That way I'll have plenty around the outside because I want to have a big view of this pretty orange rust paper. Okay, so I'm going to line it up on the 2 inches, and then I'm going to bring it down to where I'm going to be 2 inches here on my sides or 3 inches at the bottom here. Now I'm going to come up to 10, so I'm going to end with my thing at 11. Now if you want to use the little clips, you definitely can, just to be safe. So if I get it right there at 3, I'm going to put a clip right on the back of that so it won't go any further. And then down here, I'm going to come down and go to 11, so I stop at 10, which gives me 2 inches. So again, hopefully you're seeing this here down here at the bottom. I'm going to put a clip right here, so my thing, when it hits 11, that's where it's going to stop, okay? So this is going to assure that I don't screw up. We'll see. Leave it to me, I could still screw up. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to take it and turn it. Again, I'm going to place it at 2 inches over here. Right there. I'm up as far as I can go. I'm going to come down and stop there. I'm going to turn it again, and I'm going to put it at 2 inches. I can start from either end and go to either end, and I have one more cut. Again, I'm going to go to 2 inches. And do that. And as long as I've got my grid, I'm just a little bit off in the corners. I can just pull those out, and we're fine. And as long as I've got these on here, I just will do the other one. So again, we're going to go to 2 inches. Cut between our little clips. Same thing, just keep going. Again at 2. And one more time and we'll have it done. And then I won't have to worry about trying to do it later, because it's a lot more difficult later. Okay, and again, just a little, tiny little bit in the corners left. And now I've got my frames. Okay, I've got my 2 frames, and I also have my 2 pieces of paper that I can use for mats later on. Okay, I'm going to drop those down, just take off my clips, throw them back in my little box, and put them on my cart. Someday I'm going to show you my little cart that I use and how I use it. Okay, so now we have our frames here. So then I'm going to go and I'm going to cut so that I have, I'm going to cut a 10 by 10. Let's see how we like that. So 10. And then turn it 90 degrees. So this will go over our frame on each side, okay? Do the same thing with this other piece. And these 2 strips are just extra. And throw them away or whatever. So again, I go to 10, turn it 90 degrees, and go at 10. Now, what I would really suggest, and I think it would be really cool, is to get your inks out and do a little splattering on these white pieces, okay? Because you're going to see quite a bit of these. So you could just get your inks out. And we've got a dark brown and we've got a like caramel color. And you just need those and your paintbrush and a little bit of water. Okay? So we're going to take my craft mat over here that I've got. And I'm going to pull off our frames while we're doing this, so I don't get too much on those. And I've got our craft mat here. I'm just going to stick the paper on here. And then on one side over here, I'm just going to take my ink and just put a little bit on there. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of water and just add a little bit of water to it and mix it up. I will see, I may have to add more water, but okay, I'm going to have things through the middle, so I'm just basically going to do the top and the bottom. So, and a lot of times I just take a pencil and see how that splatters nicely. Got some on the middle too, but that's okay. And I'm going to set this over here to dry, and then I'm going to do this other one. Very quick, doesn't take long at all. And it really adds a little bit to your page when you get done. The wetter you have it, the bigger the splatters you get. But you got to flip it a little bit. Like I said, it got in the middle too, but that's fine. It's not going to hurt a thing. It'll be covered up, so I'm going to put that over there just to dry just a little bit. And in my little tote here that I have my inks, I just put all of them in here. I didn't do any of the dark, but I think we'll be fine. We don't need it both. All goes in my little tote. I have a little thing of wipes. I'm just going to pull a wipe out. A wipe out, not 5. Now that won't close very well. Oh, it did. And all I have to do is just take that wipe, just wipe that off a little bit. Got a little bit up here on my table. Just wipe that off a little bit. My table's kind of dirty. I need to take everything off and wipe it good. And then my brush I just take and just pull it across it a couple times till it comes off clear. And there we go. That inking didn't take long at all. I just think it adds so much to the pages when you do that. Okay, so I'm going to stick my craft mat back under here. I just kind of keep it here with the edge if I'm doing something with just my other inks, just regular inks. I've got it right here so I can use it a little bit. I'm going to bring my trimmer back out here. And then I'm going to use this paper. I think that's so pretty. I love this paper. And I'm going to cut about, let's do a 3-inch strip. That be enough? I think so. Let's just do a 3-inch strip. Okay, I'm going to do 2 of those at 12 inches. Okay, and I've got this as extra. I'm going to do on this pretty paper. I'm just going to do a 1.5 inch strip here. And I'm going to cut it from the top, so I still have this down here if I want to use that for something else. I'm going to cut 2 at 1.5. And we're just cutting some strips here. We're just cutting strips, and then we're going to put them on our paper and see what we come up with, huh? Another 1.5 inch strip. There we go. And then I'm going to take the brown, which is on the back side of this, and cut a 3/4 inch strip. Get that on there. So maybe it'd be easier. A lot of times I like to do this side because I have a little bit more base to hold it with. So there's our half. There's our 3/4. So there's one of those, and we're going to do another one at 3/4. And like I said, I like cutting on this side of our trimmer. It goes over to 1 3/4, just because it gives you a little more base to hold your paper with on this side. Okay, so I've got my 3 strips. Then I'm going to take this beautiful kind of bluish teal colored paper, and I'm going to cut a 6 by 7. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to come down to 7, which means I stopped at 6. And line it up at 7. I'm going to start at my cut line and come all the way down. Yeah, I'm going to get close enough there. We're just going to clip that. Alright, I'm not exactly sure on the size of this. We'll see. So then I'm going to cut this. Let's see, this is my 7. So I'm going to cut it at 3 inches and 4 inches. I might want to do a different one, a little bit bigger. We'll see. We'll see. So all just kind of guessing here. Alright, so I'm going to put my frames back out and line them up here. It's a bright sunny day today outside. A little cooler than it has been. And I have my big retreat big retreat in Ankeny this weekend. I'm so excited for. Okay, so then I'm going to take, that was extra. I'm going to take my white that I had my splatters on, and it goes on next. So it'll be like this. Oh, a brown strip off there too. Okay, so I've got my, and I'll square those up. Then I'm going to take this beautiful paper and put that across. Those are supposed to be the same. They are. And I'll probably want to do this so that they look the same on both sides too. But I'm going to put these right across about the 3-inch line. There. Okay. Then, alright, where's my other strips? They're there. There's one of them. I lost a strip. should have this here, and this here. And I should have another. Didn't I cut 2 of those strips, you guys? No, I'll cut another. I believe this one was at 1.5. I'll just cut another one. Maybe I forgot. I get talking. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. It was down here on the table. Okay, so I'm going to cut. Line those up at 3, and then I'm going to put the brown one in there, and then I'm going to put the tan one. And those should go from side to side, clear across our square that we did, square that we did. All the way across like that. So that it's coming together. Don't you like the colors? Okay, and then we're going to put a little box in here. So we'll put this and this here. To add a little pizzazz to it. I think I would like this bigger. What do you think? So, let's see what we got left here. That's not going to fit me any bigger. Oh, maybe I don't have enough paper to make it bigger. Everything's cut. I could take these papers. I could keep these for mats, maybe. I need mats. And let's see here. We want to cut this down to, we want a little bit of that on the top. So 2 to 1.5 to 10, 2 to 8. What about 8.5 inches maybe? Let's try that. I think we did 7 before. I think the 8.5 will do just a little bit more. And since we're putting different sizes on both sides of the layout, it doesn't matter if this isn't the same width as that. We just need to go 8.5. And then we'll turn this and cut that off. Let's go at 5. Paper's a little crooked here. Okay. So let's see if we like that better. Alrighty, so that'll be like that, that'll be like that, and then this will be like that. Yeah, I like it a little bigger. Plus that gives us a place that we can put our pictures, okay? Alright, so then all you need to do is we need to get this down, and you have all kinds of room for pictures. You know, you can put pictures clear across the center here, you can put a couple pictures here and one here, vice versa. Just the amount of pictures that you could put on here are innumerable as far as what you would like to do with this page. But it's just a basic layout that you can do so much with just putting some stripes and boxes down, okay? So I'm going to, I really like this. I mean, I love this paper and the colors here. So I'm going to do something with it. I don't know for sure what. I need to find some pictures. But don't forget just a little splattering. You may not be able to see it. And I'm afraid if I pick this up with the middle gone, it's going to fall apart. But you can see the splattering there. It just really adds a little bit to it, just some dimension and some depth. And then, of course, with your embellishments, whatever embellishments you decide to use, I mean, you've got masses of ways you could do that. I mean, you can do it here, here, and here, you know, here, here, and here, you know, it's just, you know, just do your triangle and put it wherever it works. You've got a nice place for a title up here. The white, you can always journal right on the white. So I think that's a really cool page. And like I said, I have this paper only for my VIPs, but if you really, really like it, I could tell you how to be a VIP of mine, or message me and I might be able to get you a link to it. So, okay, so I'll come back and put it together and put some pictures on it, and we'll see what we come up with. You do the same, okay? I'd love to see what you come up with as well. All my information will be down below on our YouTube site, and I'll put it on my Facebook pages, and that information will be down below as well. And I hope you like this. I love this paper. I think you will too. And let me know how you do with stripes and boxes, okay? Just strips and boxes. That's all it takes to make a beautiful page. Hope you like it. See you soon, and stay sassy.